Girl, I'm just like, I'm out of it right now because like somebody was just smoking Black and Miles on our front porch. On our front porch. Who does that? Apparently, they must have did it when I wasn't here. I look at it, it's two people smoking. Well, it's one person, and just left their Black and Mild tips. We have a whole sign that says there's a camera. Like, who does it? There's a whole walkway before you get to our front porch. Like, people, the audacity, bro. People want me to use my Pume Pume. This is the second time, bro. I just got a brand new Pume Pume, Mr. Taurus. I only have 2 Taurus in my life, boo boo. Taurus G25, G2C. Smith and Wesley, honey. Like, come on, they really pushing me, bro. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm like, God, please don't let these people freak around and find out. Please, God. Like, girl. So yeah, I got home late and it's time to eat, so I'm about to eat my salad. What is on the bottom? I don't know what's on the bottom. We're just about to go in, okay? Okay, cool.
Hello and welcome back to a series of spooky stories. Go ahead and save this one for the daylight too. I think it was about 7 or 8 when this happened. We had just moved into a new house. It was my first time having my own room, which I was pretty excited about. It was painted blue and my mom had put glow-in-the-dark stickers on the wall and on the ceiling. It should have felt safe, but the closet never closed properly, and the room always felt way too cold, even with the heater on. I always had a sick feeling in the stomach when I was alone in the room. It's giving supernatural. It started a week into being there on the night that I'd finally sleep in my own room like a big girl. I'd hear scratching from inside the closet and 2 voices that clearly said my name at the same time. I told my mother, but she dismissed it as nightmares. I remember the fear vividly. I would freeze in bed, unable to look away from the closet, staying as quiet as I could so maybe it would go away. But it happened over and over every night for 2 weeks. Always scratching and then my name being called from inside the closet. The last night I was at that house, I saw a girl standing inside the closet. She didn't look much older than me, honestly, but she freaked me out because there was only supposed to be us in the house. Yep, stranger danger. I just remember her head twitching weirdly, and how she spoke, it sounded like 2 voices. Oh my god, this one is definitely giving me the heebie-jeebies because I'm imagining it. I just remember her looking at me with this cold stare, and she told me I'd taken her room, and she wanted it back. Girl, you got it. I don't need it. Take it. That I don't belong there, that she was going to kill me. I don't remember much after that moment except screaming. Apparently my mom had found me having a seizure and had taken me to the hospital. I tried to tell her what happened, but she kept telling me that it was all nightmares. It was probably sleep paralysis, something else, you know? I got so upset that she wouldn't listen to me that I just refused to talk to her until she called my dad. I remember her breaking down in sobs and calling my dad, who listened to me and immediately took me to his house when I was discharged. Later on, when I was a bit older, I asked my mom why she didn't believe me. She said that she had believed me, but that it was feeding on our fear, which is why she kept trying to convince me it was just nightmare. Even now, I can't sleep around open closets, and I sometimes wake up convinced something's watching me from the dark. Those feelings are definitely valid. That is terrifying. Rate on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least scary, creepy, spooky, 10 being the most. This is pretty high up there. If you have a story of your own that you want to submit, you can do so on the link tree in my profile under spooky stories. And again, this is my beautiful microphone. We love her. My OG, my ride or die. Had her for 2 years. She's been working great, leveled up my audio, works great whenever I do my podcast episodes. So if you are wanting to level up your audio as well, wanting to start a podcast, this is the perfect microphone to do so. She will be linked in this video. Don't forget, if you want to record on your phone the way that I do, it comes with a USB, so you will need a USB adapter. I got a USB to Type-C because I have an iPhone 15. I will see you all at the next episode. Stay spooky, friends.
This girl over here plugging her microphone. Honey, I can barely hear you. If you want to be whispering for the dramatics of the scary, spooky story, you need to get a better microphone, or at least do not plug your microphone. Girl, take the thing off. Take the little spongy thing off so we can hear you. Over here. I was just like, I can't even eat this salad. I'm crushing too hard. Y'all know I'm hungry. This is my first time eating, bruh. If you were wondering, yes, I did put barbecue sauce on my salad because why not? Who eats a salad without barbecue sauce? And my ranch. Y'all know I'm still on the sugar-free stuff. So I'm going to do my plug. If you are sugar-free like me, want to live a healthy lifestyle and want to buy these products, it's in the description. Go on and get it. Girl, no, that was scary. And I understand where her mom was coming from, where like, okay, you shouldn't, we don't want them to feed off our fears, like you shouldn't be scared. But she should have explained that, like, hey, yo, I believe you. But it's no need to be scared because God is with us. God got us. Like that should have been the conversation, not, oh, I don't believe you. Because clearly you see how that affected her. You didn't believe her. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna call my dad. Like, I ain't gotta be here. Like, girl, what? Girl, bye. You can have the room. I'll go move. In fact, I'll go live with my dad. Look, girl, you had this room. Cool, fine. Shoot. But if I have to live there, like if it's, it's my house I'm living in right now, girl, we fighting, honey. You gotta go. Just like them people on the porch smoking. You got to go. Like, what are we doing? Not this. Okay? I'm still upset about the people smoking because they just left their trash on the porch. Like, who does that?
Spooky story time. A follower that wants to remain anonymous sent me the story, and we're gonna call it Hide and Seek. For the sake of the story, we're gonna call her Mia. Mia says that this happened about 10 years ago, and it was her and her cousins. They decided to play hide and seek one night, and Mia was the seeker. Mia says that she starts counting, and all of her cousins start to hide. When she's done counting, she kind of looks up, she looks around, and at the top of the landing is her cousin, and she's gonna call her France. Mia tells France, and she's like, hey, I saw you, and France is standing there giggling, and she just runs off. Mia runs up the stairs to follow her cousin, and she's nowhere to be found. She looks through the bedroom, she looks through the restrooms, and she's nowhere to be found. She's confused because she can't find her, so she's like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna come back to this. Goes downstairs to look for her other cousins. She looks around, she goes into this bedroom, and all of her cousins were hiding in that same bedroom, at different spots, of course, including France. She's confused, and she asked France, like, hey, did you go hide upstairs, or like, and France is like, what are you talking about? No. We've been down here the whole time. So Mia asked the other cousins, hey, did any one of y'all go upstairs to go hide? And they were like, no, you were counting right by the stairs. You would have heard the stairs creak and heard us run up the stairs if we went upstairs. Mia tried talking to her aunt and her uncle about it, and as always, adults laughed, they brushed it off, nothing else happened. Months after this hide and seek game, France ended up getting very sick, and her mom ended up taking her to a lady in town that they call Santiguar. I think that's how you pronounce it. So I googled it, and it says in Filipino culture, Santiguar refers to traditional healer who not only heals the sick using herbs and spiritual practices, but also fights mythical creatures. So I'm thinking this is some type of curandera. So France and her mom go to this healer, and Mia is there watching this whole thing. And she says that this healer starts doing all sorts of things, mixing all sorts of herbs and oils, and she starts mouthing and chanting some sort of prayers. And this healer is trying to contact something or someone that is now inside of France. So at the end of all of this healer ends up telling France and her mom that she had a doppelgänger or a mimic that was inhabiting her and was following her around and pretending to be her a lot more often than they thought. Luckily, once all of her cleansings were done and everything, she was able to heal France and got rid of this mimic or doppelganger. But can you imagine being a child and watching all of this happen? Like, Mia was just there watching, like, or even being France and actually having to be the one that this is happening to. Hell nah. Thank you so much to Mia for sending me this spooky story. As always, if you guys have any other stories that you'd like for me to read, please send them via DM or email, and I'd love to read them. And if you guys like all things spooky, all things scary, and all things paranormal, make sure you follow. I will see you guys in the next spooky story. Bye!
Like she said, hell no. To the no. Hell no. Because what in the world, bro? Okay. So it all makes sense now. So we already talked about doppelgangers and seeing them in real life and how I would probably be like going up and be like, hey, you're me, and we're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to run away. This makes sense now. Thinking of doppelgangers as mimics, bruh, makes so much sense. Like, it makes me be like, okay, now I understand why we run away, because why? That makes sense. That's scary. Like she said, experiencing that as her cousin, but experiencing that as herself, as that girl. Nope, don't want to be that girl. Don't want to be. Because why? Like, that is so crazy. I couldn't imagine going through that, bruh. And we've already heard about stories about mimics and stuff. We already heard about, especially that guy who was in his house and he went out. You remember? I think it was Halloween trick-or-treating. He was supposed to, but he got grounded, so he just stayed in the house. But his doppelganger went out and stayed in the town after he then went and moved from the town and everything still in the town. Girl, wow. The more we watch these videos, the more things make sense. And it's just like, oh, this is happening out there in y'all streets. Not over here, honey. Not over here. Y'all stay safe. Cause why? You just imagine she would have never got sick. But that was like that story with the guy. He got sick. And he almost like that, the doppelganger almost took him out the world and took his place, bro. Yo, that would be a really good book idea. That, and it's crazy because I wrote something down. Like I have like these notes of just ideas. Like any idea I come up with, I write it down. I had the idea for a book like that, but now listening to more stories, I'm seeing how I can connect the dots and make it like real but scary. Like it's still scary and it's like could be real. Girl, that's my book idea. My other book's coming. I just took a hiatus because yeah, people don't really buy books, which is weird. So it's just like, well, I'm really just probably just doing this for myself, which is fine. So since I'm doing this for myself, I'm gonna take my time. Simple.
My house is haunted, and here's another spooky story. My daughter is sleeping, so I have to be really quiet, but last night I was putting her to bed, as all of these stories normally go, and she is teething, so she's really fighting going to bed lately. So it was a little bit of a struggle. I finally get her to fall asleep. She's in my arms, right? The lights are off, the sound machine is playing, and all of a sudden, underneath the door, I see footsteps. And I'm like, okay, my husband's probably walking around. So I text him and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm watching TV in the basement. Okay, cool. So I text him back and I said, you weren't just walking in front of Gia's room? And he said no. And I was like, okay, cool. So I sat her down. I'm getting ready to walk out of the bedroom. And so if you have a baby, you know that leaving the bedroom is like the scariest part because that's usually when they wake up. So I'm turning the doorknob. I don't even open the door yet. And I see this flash of light under the door. Like someone took a picture with flash. And I'm like, what? And then I hear knock, knock at the door. Knock, knock. And I'm like, oh shit. So I open the door, like ready to square up, right? No one is there. So I shut the door. I tiptoe run to the basement. I go, did you just like take a picture? He's like, what? My husband's like, what are you talking about? I don't know how to describe this, the way that the flash came from under the door, but it was huge. It like, to me, it was like, boom, it like lit up the whole room. Like, it was wild. And what's even weirder is like a week or so ago, I posted a video about the same thing happening, but in the basement, in my basement. And my husband and I, we both saw the flash go off in the basement. So, yeah.
Girl, cause like, what do you mean you left your baby and went to the basement? Girl, this is the second time you done left your baby to figure out what was going on outside. No, because y'all remember that story? She was like, she thought it was her husband, but her husband was at work. That last story. You remember she was in the car and she was like, I'm in the car because I don't know what's going on in the house. Girl, why we back in the house? Why we back in the house? I'm glad we found out that she got a little girl, a little baby girl. This is an innocent baby girl. What is happening? What you mean something flash? Now I don't know if you heard, but I've heard stories when it comes to aliens coming or whatever, like trying to abduct you or whatever, which we all feel like, I feel like we are agreeing about aliens being D words. Maybe comment below. But okay, so we hear these stories of when people are saying before they got abducted or before they saw aliens, there was a flash. So this is twice you've seen a flash. Or it could also been a timeline thing, like in another timeline, because since all time happens at one time, someone could have been celebrated in another timeline or whatever, or in the past, present, whatever, well, not the present, but the future, took a picture and like they was like, you know how when back in the day you used to have those cameras that flash taking the pictures, maybe it could have been that. But the thing is, it wasn't her husband. It wasn't of this time on this period, this parallel, this us real life present day. So why are we still at the house? No, y'all experienced it twice, honey. You left your baby It recently started happening from, if I remember right, from the first story she told us a few weeks ago. It just started happening when she had the baby. I have so many thoughts. Share your thoughts, because I already share my thoughts. It's just like, oh, what's trying to get your baby? That's my thoughts right there. It's so much around that. Girl, bye. Nope, I don't like it. I need for you to take you and your baby and get up out of there, or at least cleanse, cast away whatever's in your house, bro. Do something. If you're not gonna take your baby with you wherever you go, you need to prepare, bro. Set your baby up to succeed, not to fail, not to get got, bro. If she counting on you, she counting on you. Like you said, you was squared up. I need you to square up for real, some sage or something. So holy water, bro. Square up with Jesus Christ, bro, on your side right there. Jesus Christ in front of you, though. I would be like, Jesus, you go first. I'm behind you, though. I got your back. But you go first. But for real, though, I need for you to do something in the Lord with your house, girl. For real. Okay? What y'all think that was? Comment below. And while you're comment below, like this video, follow all the creators, get the merch, bro. Y'all see I got on a new bandana. And subscribe.